Alright, what's going on YouTube? Instagram's already live. Alright, so everything is here, ready to go. So with the first order, we ended up getting multiples of Trout update rookies and Luka silvers. So what I had to do, because I didn't do what I do now, where I'm like, you can only send one at a time. Prism silvers this year have bubbles on the top. So what I had to do was individually document on an Excel spreadsheet and take pictures of every one and circle where different bubbles were on each card. So this is super, super, super tedious, but when they came back, it was super, super, super easy to tell them apart. So Card Collector 1130 sent in 2, Chuck Banks on Twitter sent in 1, and NCM Memorabilia Justin sent in 3. Each person actually ended up getting 1 silver. So Card Collector went 1 of 2, Chuck Banks went 1 of 1, and Justin went 1 of 3. But these were all 9s before. So one of these actually bumped for Justin. So he got 1, and then I believe both of these are 0.5 away. So you got 9 5s all around and 8 5s centering. That might be a PSA card. And then this one actually got 2 9s, surface and centering. So these, again, this might be a PSA card. Chuck's was 3 9 5s and a 9 surface. I'm going to keep these 3 separate because these are much harder than the rest. And then Card Collector 30 got 3 9 5s and a 9 centering. And same thing as the first one of Justin's, which was 3 9 5s and an 8 5 centering. So again, probably a PSA bound card right there. And then Trout updates was actually super easy as well. When you really sit down and look at these cards, one of the things I noticed, you have to have like a microscope. This is super tough, but it's easy once you find it, is in the bottom right corner of this card, there's no red line that runs from this side in. But on these, what you can tell is there's a little red line right there. And it runs in on both of Sports Card 35's Trout updates. So, was able to find out a difference in both. So this is Ryan Hammer Times, 9 Trout. And then Sports Card 35 got a quad 9-5 update and an 8-5 update with an 8 corners. So again, a little bit of work trying to keep these separate, but once you find a difference that's consistent in all of them, it was actually pretty easy to tell them apart. So let me just keep these separate. Alright, so I will just get started here. We did have multiple Luca base. I'll find the dots on these and keep these separate, but all 3 of them did get 9 5s. Pretty consistent grades. I know Cinema Podcast sent in 2, and then the other one was Crazy Card Comics sent in 1 of them. So 3 for 3 on Luca base. Then some of the thicker cards that were sent in. Rogers Sizable Signatures Patch Auto at a 5. Got a BGS 9 from Black Gold with an 8 auto. Then we had an Obsidian. I thought this card had a real good shot at gemming, especially considering the Calvin Ridley that ended up gemming that was not in nearly as good of a shape as this was. I'm really surprised by this grade. This was Gordon's. Got a BGS 9, 3 9s, and an 8-5, which, again, I don't really agree with that one. Judge Top Supreme Rookie Auto, 3 9s and a 9-5. This was Tony's. This was, speaking of cards I wasn't sure what gem, this is definitely one. I actually pulled this for Tony. And it's the gold etch certified patch auto. This was one of the first breaks I did of 2018. I mean, certified's an early product. 16 of 25, 9 5 10. Oh, thank you, Daniel. So yeah, I'll be honest, I was a little surprised that this gemmed, but certainly won't complain, and I know Tony won't either. So again, 2 9-5s, a 9 corners, and a 10 centering. What's going on, guys? This was mine. I'll be honest, I'm confused. It doesn't really have corners. They're rounded. This one definitely looks soft, but yeah, when I sent this in, I was like, well, this looks like it definitely has a shot, and definitely a waste of money on that one. So 8-5, that'll get cracked. This was Mikey B's. Mikey sent in 3 cards. We weren't super optimistic on all of them. He asked me to look at them really closely, clean them all up. This had a couple marks around the patch. I'll be honest, I wasn't 100% sure this would gem, and it did. 1 of 10. This was again, some of them I thought would gem, didn't, and some of them I wasn't as optimistic on, did gem. So I guess that's the name of the game. But Obsidian Gold Rookie Patch Auto 9/5/10 Calvin Ridley. It's numbered 1 of 10, and this was a big one. This was he subbed 2 Rodgers and another big card. I forget the name off the top of my head, but this is a monster. 2018 Obsidian Electric Etch Orange Patch Auto at a 5 of Rodgers. 4 of 5. I mean, monster card. Would have been cooler if it was on card, but still, 9/5/10 Rodgers Patch Auto at a 5. Definitely a cool card. All right, so these are in no particular order. Cody Bellinger, Allen and Ginter, Rookie Auto, 9/5/10. This was mine. I didn't do very well, to be completely honest, personally. You'll see some of my stuff, but centering, I got crushed on this. I didn't realize how off-center it was top to bottom. But Lamar Silver, that'll get cracked and sent to PSA. This was Danny's Rad Sports. This had a really good shot to gem. Unfortunately, did not, but still a pretty solid grade for this. This card is in great shape. Brady Bowman, 9. Probably good timing to get that back, too. This is for, I think it's CR football cards. Rudolph, looks like it was, 0.5 away? Or 1 away, I'm not sure. But Rudolph Gold, Instant Impacts at a 10, got a 9. This was Gordon's 3 9/5s and a 9. DeAndre Ayton Silver, Gem Mint. And then this was Ryan Hammer time. 2 9s, a 9/5, and an 8/5 centering. This might be PSA worthy. LeBron 03-04 tops. We had some luck with the LeBron refractors. This was definitely one of them. This was Sport Cards 3/5. 08-09 LeBron Topps Chrome Orange Refractor, 3 9/5s and a 9. That's 332 of 499. That's a pretty big card right there. So LeBron Orange Refractor, very nice. This is one of 2 cards Andrew So Coolly Cards sent in. 3 9/5s and a 9. Cracked Ice Rookie Auto of Roquan Smith. He actually just got that in and sent it to me just in time. This was one of the last cards subbed. It was a good addition. Another card of Mikey B's was a Calvin Ridley Origins Auto at a 3. This actually has a mark in the back, I believe. But 3 9s and a 9/5. That's out of 3. This was Crazy Card Comics. 8 corners. Edges got an 8/5, 9/5 surface, and 10 centering. 8/5/10. But on the LeBron stuff, it's just probably good to have it slabbed, and a 10 auto is definitely nice. So, LeBron auto. This was definitely a huge surprise. I knew it was off-centered, but an 8 centering, and I mean, this card was in great shape. So to get multiple 9 subgrades, this was definitely one of the bigger surprises, and a more letdown surprise. LeBron Premium at a 10. Got an 8/5. So I was super surprised by that. Kuzma, this belongs to Michigan Sports Cards. 8/5 surface. I mean, the surface isn't immaculate, but he had a 9 before on this. So this was like his 3rd time trying it. Still no luck with a 9, with a 9/5. I am not doing any Top Series 1 breaks, but I believe RBI Crew has some. This was Tony's Miles Bridges Red. 3 9/5s and a 9. That's out of 233 of 299. This was Tony Ding. 3 9/5s and a 9. Brandon Ingram Courtside Select Rookie. That's number 10 of 10. So Brandon Ingram Courtside Gold. Very nice. Another one for Tony. Anthony Davis Kaboom, Karl Anthony Towns, excuse me. Kaboom Rookie. 3 9/5s and a 9. This was, as far as not very optimistic, this was definitely one I was not super optimistic on. I'm just going to be honest. I mean, the centering on the back is absolutely horrid, and it got a 9, and I realize they don't look at the back as much. I mean, the front's in great shape, but surface wasn't perfect. I was not super optimistic this would gem, but this is a monster card. A monster card. Look up what these sell for. The difference between an 8.5, a 9, and a 9.5 on this card is ginormous. This card is huge. Second year LeBron black refractor at a 500. This is a monster. This was Tony Zabrini, I think's his name. He's a Twitter follower. He ended up sending this in. This is a monster. So this was definitely one of the cooler cards in the sub. Oh, Z-Man, you're on here as well. Yeah, the centering in the back of this, I know Becca doesn't look as much in the back, but yeah, the centering in the back is pretty rough. So that was a huge card. This was Tojo's. Tyler Freeman, 0.5 away from Gem. Orange Wave. That'll probably get cracked. So Cooley. Andrew, very nice. 3 9.5s and a 9. LeBron Kaboom. Very nice. It's probably a big money card right now because it's probably a pop 1 or 2. Another card for Tojo. Jose Jimenez. Got an 8 surface. I'll be honest, I don't remember anything major wrong with this. There's a print line through the middle. But that's at a 25. This is Ryan Hammer Times. Ronald Acuna. Quad 9.5. Purple. Topps Chrome. Rookie Auto. It's a big card. Acuna at a 250. This is Cinema Podcast. He had a pretty good sub overall. Casey Mize. Bowman Sterling. Continuity. Orange Auto. 22 of 25. 9.5/10 with 2 9.5s, a 9 centering, and a 10 edges. Yeah, I showed all the Lucas just in here, year 3. 2 9.5s and 2 9s, 3 9.5s and an 8.5 centering, and 3 9.5s and a 9 centering. So those were year 3, but I haven't shown the purple yet. I haven't got to it. This was actually RCR'd for Tony when I went to Chicago. And I got a 9.10 on it, cracked it, cleaned it up, and I mean, obviously don't know what the subs were, but sent it back in and did really well on this, Tony. This is a big card. DJ Peters, Orange Shimmer, 9.5/10. So really, really nice. So we had 110 in the entire sub. There's 100 cards, right? We had 110. It belonged to Cinema Podcast. The number 1 pick in baseball, Casey Mize, Bowman Chrome, Rookie Auto, BGS 10. Bowman Chrome did not do super great in the sub, so this was nice to see. 10/10, Casey Mize, Pristine. Another one of mine, a couple of mine in a row. Couple 9s, Josh Allen, 2 9s, an 8.5 and a 9.5. And then Darnold, same subs. 2 9s, an 8.5, and a 9.5. So these are probably going to PSA. But, like I said, I did not do very well overall. This was Justin's. This was a bump attempt. It was 0.5 away again. Luka Doncic, purple at a 75. 64 of 75. Again, mine. And guess what? Mine. Couple 9s. Figured I would take one for the team and take some of the 9s away. Sexton is 0.5 away. 2 9s, 2 9.5s. Holiday's a little farther. 8.5 surface, 2 9s, and an 8.5 or 9.5 edges. So, don't mind sitting on those, just because the shimmers are not super easy to find. But a little disappointing. I did get 1 9.5. I think it's coming up. Yeah, it's the next card. MPJ. This is Tony's. 2 9.5s, a 10, and a 9. Michael Porter Jr. Blue. 42 of 199. And then this was the one shimmer I had Gem. 3 9.5s and a 10. Costas. I actually got this off Break and Flip. Just decided to send it in. It's 2 of 7. Hopefully it turns out to be a 5th of what his brother is. This was mine as well. Seems like my lesser Prism stuff did really well. Aaron Holiday, 3 9.5s and a 9. Getting a little playing time now that Oladipo's out. 3 9.5s and a 9. It's 32 of 35. And then, again, another one of mine. Wendell Carter, not great. 2 9s, an 8.5, and a 9.5. That's at a 75 purple. 63 of 75. All right, Justin, hit me up. All right, so 3 piles left. I will say this is one of the bigger cards. This belongs to Cowboys Cards 214. He had the Ronaldo green from Kaboom, 101, and it gemmed. Very nice. 295s, a 10, and a 9. I believe the name is Cowboy Cards 214. But Ronaldo, 101 Kaboom, gemmed. So very nice there. Ryan Hammer Time, very, very nice grade. Quad 95s, LeBron Bowman Chrome gem. This card was in great shape. I took a look at it when I was getting the order ready, and this card didn't really need any work. This was in great shape. LeBron 95 Bowman Chrome. So, great card for Ryan. Another one of Tony's cards I wasn't as optimistic on because Origins is a tough grade. But it gemmed. 395s and a 9. Baker Mayfield. Tony has done very well with Baker Mayfield stuff that he's hitting my breaks. It seems to almost always gem. Is the Contenders red gem. The first off the line Prism at a 25 gem. The Certified gem. The Origins gem. He seems to do well with hitting Baker Mayfield and gemming them. Because here's another one for him. This was Gordon's 25 of 25. I'll be honest, I thought this had a shot. I knew the corners weren't great, but I didn't see 8-5 edges, to be honest. But 9-10 Luca. This was Michigan Sports Cards. This was one, we talked about this. He wanted to send this in. This is a card I think is a high grade. It has a little markup here on the edges. You guys probably can't see this. It's right here. Right there, you can see it. But yeah, 9-10 is this card won't grade any higher. I think he's tried this a couple times. This card is a 9-10, an 8-5-10 or a 9-10 depending on who you get. So that is that. This is actually my card. This came in the day I sent to Beckett, and I decided to add it, and I'm very glad I did. I had ended up buying a Geis and a Penny in a lot. It was like Contenders, and this is the red. And the Penny had an indent on like the left side, similar to my Baker Mayfield, which is in here. And this didn't. So I was like, I'll give it a shot. Looked clean and very nice. That's probably a hold for me until next year. Yeah, I don't like, this is what I do full time. So the more 9.5s we get, the more people want to grade. I know any good grader on here. David, Clay, there's a bunch of guys that grade. That's what you got to do. So I certainly give it my best effort. Ryan Hammer Time hit this in my break of Contenders, case number 3, which if you guys saw was loaded. He asked me to review it. I cleaned it up and sent it in, and it gemmed. So Marquez Valdez Scantling. This probably will be this card will take a bump before the season. This guy's gonna have high expectations next year with Rodgers. Yeah, this was in case number 3. So. This was actually mine. I bought this off a friend that I hit it for. It has an indent on the left side. It was an 8.5. I tried to bump it, cleaned it up, and I knew it wasn't going to gem unless it was basically overlooked. There's like a little dot right in his left knee. But I'm much happier with a 9 than an 8.5-10 on this. So there's that. This was Tony's Calvin Ridley Optic. We had a black one go in and a purple one go in, and the purple one gemmed. The black one did not. But 9.5-10 Calvin Ridley Optic first off the line for Tony. What's going on, guys? This is a big card. This is for, I don't remember his username, but he sent in this card and a Mookie Betts, and the Mookie did not gem, but this one did. Quad 9.5 Baker Mayfield Optic Hollow Rookie Auto. That is a monster card. The way Baker Mayfield is selling 9.5-10. This card needed a little bit of work. I think this is one that I posted that was like cleaned. It had some stuff around the edges. So I'll be honest. I think this card would have gotten a 9 if it wouldn't have gotten cleaned. So this was one I was not super optimistic on originally, but ended up gemming. So pretty big card. Here is the Ridley Optic. 3 8.5s and a 9.5. I think this is the card that has something. Yeah, there's like a little mark on the edges. I knew it wasn't going to PSA very well. So you can see the cards are still cold. It's negative 29 here. But 8.5-10 Ridley. So that might get cracked for Mikey. This was mine, Kevin Knox Silver, 395s and a 9. So there's that. Actually, shout out to a couple people on here. I actually won this in a Facebook Raz. I closed out a Facebook Raz a while ago. I think it was Trevor and maybe Great Lakes, Aiden. But someone tagged me and I ended up closing it out and won this in 395s and a 10. Trey Young, 25 of 25. Mojo Prism Luck of the Lottery. So that was clean. This is Tony's Luck of the Lottery. Luca Silver. 295s, a 9, and a 10. So these cards definitely do a lot better if they're jammed, that's for sure. It's like -4, but with the wind chill, it's -29 or something. This was the one card in this sub that I was most excited for, hands down. I don't post a lot of my Darnold stuff, I'll be honest. I'm kind of keeping it on the DL. I bought this off of David, off of Blowout. It's like David D Guerrera 87. Bought this, cleaned it up, and gemmed it. And yeah, I didn't do very well overall, but this gemming was awesome. So that was probably my favorite card. I picked this up from my LCS. I knew it was in great shape. Paid pretty strong on it raw, but when it gems, it helps. 395s and a 10. Barkley Prism rookie auto. And then, who is this? This is CR football cards. You didn't have a luck early on, but this will definitely help. 395s and a 10. Baker Mayfield Prism Blue Scope rookie auto at a 99. Yeah, this card was in great shape. The back of the Darnold Gold, sure. Is that what you're looking for? Centering's left to right, 60-40. But Baker Mayfield, 395s and a 10. This is a huge card. So I know you didn't do super well with a couple cards, but this was this certainly helps. So I know you didn't want to know grades, but this was definitely a big one. This is for Ryan Hammertime. Quad 95, Jarvis Landry, Topps Chrome Black Refractor. It's at a 25, 12 of 25. We had 2 of these sent in. I have to check the bubbles to confirm whose is whose, but they were both 9s. One was Crazy Card Comics, and one of them was Cinema Podcast. Bagley Silvers. This was Cinema Podcast as well, I believe. 2 9s. Got the hiccups. 2 9s, an 8-5, and a 9-5. Luca Freshman Phenoms. Actually thought that would gem. This is Tojo Sports Cards. 3 9-5s and a 9. Ayton, #1 pick. Prism Auto. So this next card was actually downgraded 0.5. I cracked it and cleaned it, but Luca Mojo Auto. So I believe, and Tony Ding and I talked about this. I believe what Beckett is dinging for is the top row does not have the mojo. So if you can see that, the top row of the card doesn't have the mojo. I mean, I've looked at the card quite a bit. I took a hard look at this to try to clean this. I mean, it got pretty good treatment. But I think that's why they're dinging it. So this will get cracked and probably sent to PSA. But Luca Mojo Auto, 1 of 25. So huge card. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if Panini will fix that or not. But that was the only 8. So disappointing. This was Fantasy Bunker 12s. I RCR'd this for him in Chicago. This is a local friend. Ended up getting this back. 3 9-5s and a 10. Darnold Blue Scope Auto at a 75. These next couple are Tony's, Tojo's. Kalinick. Again, we didn't do super well on Bowman Draft. We were probably 60% 9s and 40% subs or gems. But Kalinick Refractor got a 9. This was Tony's. I know Cinema Podcast sent in a couple for this sub, but the BGS sub #1 is Tony's. Parker Meadows Blue Wave. Another Bowman Draft we didn't do super great on. Alex Baum, 910. So this was actually hit by Football Card Junkie. He hit this in my Revolution break. in the 8 boxes. He had the Mavs. He won them in a Raz, and I'm like, hey man, I'm looking over cards to send in. I think this would gem. Like, do you want to pay $29.50 and have it gemmed? Because I think it has a good shot, and it did. Cleaned it up, and it didn't really need a lot of work, but Luca Groove. I mean, you win a card in a break. This is 35, 40 bucks raw, and then gem in. I mean, it's Prism Orange or Prism Greens and Prism Red, White, and Blues about 125 bucks, 150 bucks. So nice little bump on that, I think, for Football Card Junkie. I think he'll do pretty well on this. CR, this was another one of yours. Mixin, 2 9.5s, a 9 and a 10. So Mixin National Treasures jersey number. It's 17 of 28. So there's one of your better grades, 9, 5, 10. This was mine. I actually forgot I even sent this in until I got it back. 2 9s, an 8.5, and a 9.5. Goff Cracked Ice Collegiate. Be honest, I know it gets close, but I always thought it hit the sticker. But 9, 10. This was Gordon's. 3 9.5s and a 10. Sam Darnold Gold Prism Auto. Or, I'm sorry, Prism Auto, not gold. I had the gold optic auto. I believe this was Tony's. 3 9.5s and a 9. I've definitely seen worse autos, but I think they're saying that's a 9. Your Darnold is actually up next, and it did do very well. Got a 9 auto, but it did gem. 9.59 Sam Darnold. Yeah, we got 110 in this sub. It was a Casey Mize Bowman Chrome. So 3 9.5s and a 9. Or 2 9.5s, a 9, and a 10. And then this was the best card for Michigan Sports Cards. 2 9.5s, a 9, and a 10. Black Velocity OG. And then last stack. I can pull this out. There we go. Last stack. Casey Mize Blue Wave 113 of 150. Got a 9. Mookie Betts, there's the one. I believe is mass cards. 8.5, a 9, and 2 9.5s at a 299. Clinic base auto for Tony. Got a 9. 9, 8.5, 9.5, 10. The whole spectrum there. Giannis jersey, 8.5. That's Crazy Card Comics. 8, 10, 9.5, 8.5 subs. Dwayne Wade Finest. I thought this had a shot. I'll be honest. I mean, look at the auto. Can't even believe they gave it a 9 or a 10 auto, considering some things they gave 9s. But Wade Finest rookie auto, 2 9s, an 8.5, and a 10. This was mine. One of the few decent cards I had from a case of contenders that was overall pretty rough. Landry Shamet, premium edition auto, 2 10s, a 9, and a 9.5. I talked to Fang about this. I actually bought this to try to gem because I figured it would be a low pop. And I am super stoked about this. Quad 9.5, Quentin Nelson. This is mine. Quentin Nelson Cracked Ice Auto, Quad 9.5. For a guy that doesn't have a lot of cards, this one is super cool. And I believe he only has 1 Contenders auto, not a variation. So this was super cool. Again, Quad 9.5, 10 auto. This was Crazy Card Comics. LeBron 8.5 Topps Chrome Rookie. This was one of the 2 cards Rondo Cards 9 sent in. He did pretty well. The Rondo Tiger Stripe from Panini Choice. So he actually did pretty well. Here's the other Bagley Silver. 2 9.5s, a 9, and an 8.5. Both of them 9. Here's the other card from my man Rondo Cards. Yeah, I was a little surprised that this gemmed. I mean, it was in good shape, but thicker cards are hard to gem. Rondo Certified Fabric of the Game Patch. 3 of 5. 3 9.5s, and a 9. These are from Capital City. We actually... We knew the back one wouldn't gem. It just wasn't in good enough shape. But there was a shot that it could 9. And it did. So, actually, obviously hope for 9.5 in the Pen Pals. It's a little disappointing, but this is at a 17. The Contenders is. So that's a pretty big grade on that. So he'll do really well on those. And then San Francisco 49ers fan. Went 2 for 2. This was the second one. The first one was the Bellinger. Carson Wentz Prism Blue Wave Auto, 9/5/10. CR, this was one of your other 9s. Denzel Ward, 3 9s and a 9/5. I'm going to be honest, I'm surprised by this. And then the last one was mine. I hit this from Steve. 0.5 from Gem. I will crack this and resub this in the sub that goes out February 9th. So that was mine. So again, that is everything. Again, 100 total cards. If you want pictures, send me a DM. I will work on getting all those pictures taken here shortly. Got to go pick up my dogs from the groomer. Send me your address. I will send out totals to ship, and I will get these all packaged up and hopefully shipped out today. And I will work on getting them, like I said, I'll work on getting them pictures taken, then packaged and shipped. Next sub is due next Thursday. So I'm going to be sending him in that Friday or Saturday, where they'll get, ideally they'll get to Beckett on Monday, like the 11th, because I'll be out of town for a couple days. And then they'll get back to me that next Saturday, which is the 16th. So ideally these would get to Beckett and then back to us when I'm home. So that is going to be the next sub. BGS sub number 2 is ready and it is going out today. So number 2 will be back to us, should be next Thursday or Friday of next week. And I will get those all packaged and ready to go. But again, if you guys have any questions about the upcoming BGS subs, shoot me a DM. But yeah, that's all I got for now, guys. Peace.